Allison, and today I'm going to be doing my The 100 Season 5 updated news with my theories, my predictions, what I think is going to happen. Obviously, these are some of my predictions, so, you know, everyone has a different opinion, and that's what makes us awesome. So, yeah, these are just my thoughts and my theories. I do have a list because, end of the day, I am exhausted, but I really wanted to do this video for you guys because it's something that I'm very excited about. Today, there was an event at the TCAs in California, and today was the CW's day, and so we got some updated information. So we found out that the 100 Season 5 is coming on TV. Hello, Oliver, this is my dog. It's coming on TV on Tuesday, April 24th at 9. So obviously this is a much later date than I thought, or my friends and I thought as well. I assumed, okay, well, if we're not getting a January release, then, you know, then we're gonna get March, which will be great. And then we were told April 24th. My initial reaction was just very disappointed because I feel like we've waited so long, and I feel like the CW doesn't do a good job at promoting the shows. Especially the 100, like one of their best shows. I believe it's like the third, like either, I know it's in the top 5 of most watched shows on their network. Number 1 is Flash, then it's Jane the Virgin, then it's, I think it's Us, then Riverdale, but I know we're in the top 5. So for me, it was frustrating because I just feel like, you know, the show ended in May of 2017. It's not coming back to the end of April, so that's literally a year hiatus. That's rough. But now that I've kind of, you know, gotten to think things through, now I basically know that The Flash comes back on that same night. So basically their most popular show comes out on Tuesday nights at 8, then the 100 at 9, which is a really good slot because, as we know, The Flash is their most popular show on the CW. So people, you know, maybe who haven't watched, you know, The 100 yet will see the commercials on the CW and be like, oh my gosh, like, I need to check this out. And all 4 seasons are up on Netflix, which is really exciting to watch. So, y'all, like, I kind of think of it as like a blessing in disguise. Now we get to, you know, read more fan fiction, come up with more theories. You know, good things come to those who wait. And that's kind of what I'm, like, feeling today about. I mean, I'm still super bummed because I wish it was coming out sooner. But y'all, January 19th through the 21st is Unity Days in Vancouver, Canada. If you don't know what that is, it's basically where the cast of the 100 meet up and they get to meet the fans. So myself and my BFC fam, or half of us, are going to Vancouver this year. So January 21st, when that day happens on a Sunday, that'll just be 3 months, y'all. Like, we can survive 3 months, 3 extra months. Like, Clark radioed Bellamy for 2,199 days. We can wait an extra 3 months. So, let's get started into these predictions. So, my number 1 prediction is, obviously, I am a little bit interested in the Bunker. I really don't care about Octavia. I could care less about her. I just hate her character, like, so much. So much. But the things that I am excited for in the Bunker is I'm really predicting that there's going to be this underground rebellion. We know that Octavia has gone bat crazy, basically. I feel like that there's going to be this underground, like, rebellion that Indra's a part of, Guy is a part of, Kane, Abby, Miller, Jackson. I feel like those are going to be the core people that are going to be part of this underground rebellion to basically overthrow and do a coup against Octavia. We do know that instead of, you know, pushing people out of the airlock, obviously they can't do that because they're buried underneath ground. What I think is going to happen is Octavia is either going to be like a cannibal, which I know it sounds like over the top, but this is the 100, and they don't really, there's not really any boundaries, like, you know, and so I feel like she's either going to become a cannibal or she'll probably just, like, behead people that she doesn't like, or just probably stab them 1,000 times. I don't know, something to that nature, whatnot. So I'm interested to see, like, how that's going to happen in the relationships. You know, are Jackson and Miller, are they going to continue with their relationship? What's going to happen with Nyla? We know that Nyla is smart and she, you know, was given one of the spots by Octavia, but, like, How is she going to fit in? Also, how is Kane and Abby? Is their dynamic going to be the same? You know, obviously, you know, Abby's like, I need to be on the outside of that door. Like, don't pick me when it came to the lottery. But Kane was like, no. Like, he's like, I can't lose you. So he went against her wishes, and Abby was saved. So I'm interested to see how that's going to work out. I know some people think that there's going to be a Kane and Abby baby. Personally, I don't feel like that's going to happen. That's just my opinion, because one, Jason Rothenberger does not like working with young kids. So I was really surprised when he brought in a new character named Maddie, who is 12. We just know from past experience that Jason Rothenberger, the creator of the show, does not like working with young actors. I don't really know why, you guys, but that's just kind of out in the media. So I don't feel like they're gonna bring a baby into the picture. Honestly, if they were gonna have someone get pregnant, it should have been Octavia in season 3, because with the amount of times that, you know, she and Lincoln had sex, which is not a problem at all, you know, in the, I guess, like, in the show, for me, I feel like, I don't know, like, I feel like Octavia should have gotten pregnant with the amount of times that she slept with Lincoln, but because she didn't have the implant. But then, you know, the whole Lincoln fallout, which, so frustrating and really hurtful and disgusting. So I really feel like Octavia should have been pregnant by now, but then she wasn't pregnant, so I don't really feel like that there's going to be a Cabby baby, but some people do, which is more power to you. Also, y'all, we have the space people up in space. We have Monty, Harper, Amori, Murphy, Echo, Bellamy, and Raven. So those are our core people up in space. I'm really interested to see, like, what they do day to day. Like, how do they survive day to day? Like, does everyone have a certain job or whatnot? Like, what does everyone do to keep themselves from going crazy? Because again, they were only supposed to be gone 5 years, and they were gone an extra year. So why were they gone for an extra year? What happened? Why couldn't they come down on the, you know, time they were supposed to? Whatnot. Obviously, you know, my AU for fanfiction would definitely be, you know, Bellamy finding the prison cells of Lockup and finding Clark's cell, finding her drawings, and having this big emotional moment. My angsty Blurk heart would love that, but apparently the, I guess, like, the Lockup, like, the part of the spaceship that they're on, apparently there's no longer the, like, they're not on the prison ship portion of the, like, of the arc. So obviously that's what fanfiction's for. Definitely look out for that story coming up soon. I also feel like they're gonna have, like, a gym up in space. You know, I'm really excited to see how Echo fits in to the group, because Echo is definitely a wild card. She kind of she does what she wants, and I'm really interested to see how she's gonna survive and deal with the dynamics of being up in space with people that she really hasn't had that many interactions with, and has not really had to work with them. It's always been against them. So I'm interested to see just how that's going to work. Obviously, I would love, you know, for them to be this gym where they go and spar and box and kind of get out their emotions. I really do feel like that would be a great outlet for them. You know, obviously, I'm interested to see, you know, how we know that Bellamy is not able to hear Clark's messages. That's what Bob said, I believe, in Canada, like a con in Canada, whatnot. I think it was at the Toronto con. So yeah, that's going to be interesting. I'm really excited for that. Also, y'all, Clark and Maddie, that's a huge, I'm really interested in that, because, you know, Clark was alone for a whole year until she found Maddie. So we know that Maddie is a child. She's 12 years old. She's also a Nightblood. That's how she was able to survive, just like Clark's a Nightblood now. I'm just really interested to see, like, their dynamic. I think it's great that Clark has that, you know, she can fulfill that mothering role again, that nurturing role again. I'm excited to see that. I'm excited to see, you know, how they survive together, you know, when they, like, I'm interested to see what that first meeting is going to be like between Clark and Maddie. Also, I know some fans are worried that whenever Bellamy meets Maddie for the first time, there's going to be some rifts and tension between Clark and Bellamy over Maddie. I honestly do not see that happening, because Bellamy is such, like, a father figure. Like, whenever he finds kids, or whenever he interacts with younger kids, he just, like, throws his arms around him and just kind of, like, protects them and takes care of them. So I really don't see problems with Bellamy versus Maddie. I don't see that. I think Bellamy is just going to be an amazing dad, and it's going to be really great to see their dynamic, and I'm excited for that. Next, we have the LGS prison ship. Obviously, at the end of season 4, you know, we saw that the LGS prison ship came down, and of course, we don't know who's on it. Personally, my theory is that these are people who are basically were in Cairo sleep, and then they were woken up. These are past ARC citizens that I believe were basically put into Cairo, I think it's Cairo sleep, yeah. Now they're waking up and they come down to Earth because they're like, oh my gosh, like, we're gonna rule the Earth now. I do know that there is a serial killer on board the ship. We do know that there's another, like, head woman leader who's obviously going to be the main villain, as Jason's going to cause a lot of problems. And we also know this character named Zeke. Now, Zeke is a new character this season that I am very, very, very excited about. The reason why I'm excited about it is because we know that he is an engineer / mechanic on the ship. He's very smart, very resourceful. And he reminds me a lot of Raven. Raven is resourceful, she's independent, she's strong, she's badass. She is good at fixing things, she's a mechanic, like, but she's also good at coming up with ideas and being resourceful. I just feel like that would just be such a great partnership to have with Raven and Zeke. Obviously, I'm definitely on board for that ship, Zaven, Zeke, and Raven. I just feel like that would be so great because, like, I feel like Zeke can understand Raven and see where she's coming from and be there for her when she's struggling with her physical disability. I just feel like that would be such a great partnership. Also, would be awesome to see a, you know, like a African-American, you know, power couple. I feel like that'd be great because we don't really get to see that a whole lot on TV or in society. So I live in the South, and where I live in Texas, I don't really see a lot of interracial relationships or, yeah, I just don't see that. Actually, I'm messed up, you guys. So Raven is Hispanic and Zeke is African American. So it's going to be interracial. I am really excited for that, y'all. For me personally, I don't have a problem with interracial relationships. I feel like, you know, if God brings someone into your life who has a different skin color, like, that's not a big deal. Sadly, though, still in today, especially in the South, it's a big issue, especially with, you know, white versus white and African American. It's a big issue because people can't, you know, they are racist, sadly. I'm really excited just to see their dynamic between each other. I'm excited just to see, like, how Clark and Maddie, because what I'm going to guess is that Clark and Maddie they basically, like, have this plan. Say, okay, like, we're going to help you, like, survive on Earth, but you have to help us get our people out from underneath the bunker. Because remember, the bunker is buried and they can't get out. So I feel like the LGS crew is going to help them get their people out from the bunker, and then, like, all hell's going to break loose. Because, of course, you know, stuff like that happens all the time. So these are my big moments that I'm looking forward to. Obviously, I'm looking forward to, my number one would have to be the Bullard reunion. You know, I've been a fan of Bellamy and Clark since season 1. I started watching the show about 4 years ago, which is crazy that 4 years have just flown by. But I started watching the show 4 years ago. I fell in love with them on Day Trip, which I believe is 108, which is just a fantastic episode. Their relationship has grown so much. They are just a dynamic leadership group. Like, they care about one another. They sacrifice each other for one another. Like, they sacrifice themselves for one another. Like, it's just what they do. They care about, they just get each other. And I feel like they're the two sides of the same coin, the head and the heart, which is, you know, I feel like that's such a great partnership. And this season is going to be our season, you guys. I am so excited for Bullard to happen. When they reunite, I'm going to be, like, really emotional. I'll be watching it Wednesday morning because I don't have cable. Like, I don't have the CW, and so I'll be watching it Wednesday morning. It's going to be really emotional, y'all. I'm going to cry, like, so many tears and be screaming and, like, ah! It's going to be great, you guys. I do think, besides the reunion hug, I do think we are going to get a kiss, like, later on in the season. For me personally, I don't want it to be, like, a goodbye kiss or a reunion kiss. Like, I want it just to be a time where they can just get away, find a quiet moment, which I know is not realistic, but I do feel like they really need that. I'd rather them have their first kiss in like a quiet moment, like last season when they were talking about like the list. That was a private moment, something like that. I don't want it to be rushed. I don't want it to be like, oh, we're going after the battle, let's just kiss. Like, no, I want it to be like meaningful and actually, you know, have a purpose behind it. I'm really excited for that, you guys. I really do feel like season 5 is our season for Bellarke. Also, I'm excited for, you know, what is the interaction, you know, the meeting with the space crew when they come down, you know, and then meeting, you know, Clarke and everybody. That's going to be emotional. Also, I know that we got a picture of Octavia, you know, meeting her brother Bellamy. Personally, I really hope that Bellamy just distances himself from Octavia. I love the line from last season when Bellamy tells Kane, you can't save someone who doesn't want to be saved. And I literally feel like that describes Octavia to a T. Octavia does not care about anyone else but herself. She's selfish. She just does whatever the heck she wants with no consequences, which is just ridiculous. Like, she's abusive and it's not okay, like, at all. And I feel like a lot of people, which again, if you like Octavia, like, more power to you. But for me personally, I feel like the writers kind of misinterpreted. They, you know, showed her beating up all these people and were like, oh, this is a badass moment. And I'm like, no. Like, beating your brother while he's chained to a rock is not badass. It's being an abusive person and it's being a coward. And I just feel like she's never held accountable for her actions. So I am interested just to see how they're going to react after seeing each other. It's been 6 years, y'all. Same for, you know, Bellamy and Clarke. People change. I am excited just to see that, that dynamic. I'm also, you know, just excited just to see, like, how, basically we know that this season is going to be a battle over Eden. So we do know that there's a 3% area that Clarke has found that's safe and that they can inhabit. But since the LG's crew is down here as well, like, how are they going to duke that out? I'm just excited to see the season, you guys. We also know from Mark Pedowitz today, who is the president of the CW, he said that the trailer will not be released till March, which again is disappointing. Because I was hoping for, you know, like this week or tomorrow. But, you know, we just gotta be patient, y'all. Good things come to those that wait. Those are basically my theories and reactions for this season. I am really pumped for season 5, you guys. Also, something about April 24th is the STAR test, which is the huge standardized test in Texas. That'll be over with, because the STAR test for English is at the end of March. So once that's over with, I can just, you know, kind of, it's like the pressure and that weight is lifted off on you, because teachers are basically, like, their worth is based on test scores, which sadly sucks, but that's the reality right now. So after I have that whole stressful event over with, now I can just focus on the 100 and just, like, revel in its awesomeness. I'm just so pumped for this season, y'all. I'm excited for, like, the music and the costumes and just to see how everyone has changed with this 6-year time jump. I'm just excited for that. So let me know what your theories and thoughts are down below. Remember, just be nice to everybody. Everyone has their own opinion. That's what makes us great as a fandom. I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your night. Bye, guys.